Okay, we're looking at the first year core textbook, and we're doing mixed exercise 5, which is on straight line graphs. Okay, so we're on question 1. So we have got a straight line, and then we're given 2 coordinates on it, except we've got a missing x value from coordinate q, and we are told the gradient. Okay, so gradient is, immediately start writing it wrong, a gradient is change in y over change in x. So I've got the actual gradient, that's minus 5/12. I've got my 2 y coordinates, so I'm going to do this one, take away this one. So it's going to be, so my change in y is going to be 11 take away 1. And my change in x is going to be k take away 2. It works as long as you're consistent. So if you had 1 minus 11 on the top and 2 minus k on the denominator, that would be fine. But I think it's just a bit easier to have the k there. Okay, so I'm going to cross multiply. Well, so obviously that numerator just becomes 10. The joy of my iPad is I can rub stuff out. Okay, so I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply up by the k minus 2 and multiply up by the 12. So I'm going to multiply those brackets out. So I've taken that as a minus 5. Obviously, you might have multiplied up by minus 12. As long as one side has a negative there, you'll be fine. So I get minus 5k is 110. So I'm going to get k is minus 110 over 5. So minus 22, I think. Oh, okay, hang on. Sorry, I'm doing this a little bit back to front. Never mind. I won't start the whole thing again. Okay, so I've actually answered part B. So if that happens, that's fine. We will just relabel that part B. Okay, so I've answered part B because I didn't read the question. Or I just assumed that that's what I needed to do. Okay, so equation of a line. So I'm going to use y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. So y, and I've got, so I don't need k to answer this because I've got this coordinate here. So my coordinate I'm using is 2, 1, and m is minus 5 over 12. So y minus my y coordinate, is my gradient times x minus my x coordinate. And it's so much easier than trying to use y equals mx plus c. They don't ask me for it in a particular form, but I can't leave it like this because it's not simplified. So basically I've got the minus 1 on the left-hand side. I'm going to have another constant on the right-hand side. So I can give it in any form I like, but I do need to simplify it from this. So I'm going to multiply up by 12. So that will give me 12y minus 12 on the left-hand side. And then I'm going to multiply the brackets out, not forgetting that there's a minus there. My other option is I could have multiplied up by minus 12, as long as I don't lose that minus. And then I'm going to make the whole thing equal to 0, because that's quite a common way for them to ask for my final answer. Okay, but you did not have to simplify to that particular version. So if you had y, so for example, if we did it as y equals mx plus c, if you had, what would it be? That, and then obviously the 22 over 12 will simplify to 11 over 6. That would be perfectly fine. If you had 12y plus 5x equals 22, I should probably check it's correct first before I say all these answers are fine. Yep, so apologies. So I did it a bit back to front. Yep, so they've actually got theirs in the form y equals mx plus c, but it did not, that's not what that means. Yep, so any correct equivalent is fine. And then k, I think we've got minus 22. Yes, we did. Just did it in the reverse order.